you guys prefer?
That's a good question.
Yeah, we're gonna start with you this time, bro. What do you want the girl that you're gonna? And I want to know for
Yeah.
for both, just relationship
Mhm.
and getting married. Like, if there's a number that you would accept a girl just for a relationship, and a number that you would accept for marriage.
That's a good question. I mean, I think that uh, the more higher body count a woman has, the more that she's like less of a relationship she can have, right? She's like 50 bodies. It's like, there's
She's
this
not
a
gonna
no
be
go,
a
right? She's
relationship.
not gonna be a relationship zero. So I would say probably like, I would say like
49.
No, 49. No, I would say like I mean, you got to be more strict nowadays. I would say 5 or less for a relationship. I think I'll give you 5 or less for a relationship. If she's like, yeah,
And
I
you would
would say
wife
5.
that girl too if she.
Yeah, if she's like, oh yeah, I've only, I mean, you know, you can't really. I don't know if you can trust her or not, but I mean, if she's a 4 or less or whatever, I'm okay with that.
Okay. What about you, man?
Man, body count is such a big thing. It's a
Right.
big thing for guys, and a lot of in society now we don't talk about it
Mhm.
because women don't like that. There's that double standard where guys can sleep around with a lot of
Right.
women, and there's no shaming or anything, and then women can't do the same. And we're trying to change that really hard. There's like a big push to go against slut shaming. But the reality is there's a reason why every culture of every time, every country, every society, every religion, every sacred text frowns on female promiscuity. There are big reasons for that.
Yeah.
And when like he kind of said it too, when a woman has a higher body count, it just you're not able to bond as strongly with a guy. And sex to women, this is a big conversation, but
Right.
sex to men and sex to women are two different things. You have to be emotionally interested in the guy, whereas for a guy, we don't even have to like the girl to want to sleep with her. We just think, oh, she's attractive. That's it. And then we forget about it. It's not that big of a deal. So, as a woman, you have a bigger biological investment than a man does,
Facts.
and our two mating strategies are different. So, and men care about a woman's past, whereas a woman cares about a man's future.
Facts.
Which is a big thing. So I hear a lot of women say, you know what? The right man is going to love me for my ambition. The right man, the man that's for me, is not going to care about how many men I've slept with. He's not going to care about my body count.
A
And
real man.
You know what?
A real
If your man asks you what your body count is, he is insecure, and he is not the right man for you. Well, I got to tell you something. To be honest, if a man's going to take you seriously, he's going to really care about that. That's a big thing because we're vetting. Think about this. We are vetting for the mother of our children, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big job title, bro. Like for my legacy, for my like the mother of my kids, when I think about her, bro, I don't want a woman who's been out here in the streets, who has naked pictures online. I don't want my son going and getting made fun of because some kid pulled up some video that his mom did, 10 years ago when she was back out in these streets.
$4.99.
Preach.
I don't want any of that stuff, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Danny, Mr. Savage, with $2, man. Shout out to you, Danny. You're very passionate about the body count. But now I want to answer though. What's the number that's too much for you?
Okay, honestly, I'll be honest. I really, dude, oh man, I really, if
You gotta
I'm
be a virgin.
I want a virgin, bro. I do want a virgin. And I understand, like, Pearl was just on here, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and she said a lot of men, you say they want virgins, and that they can't handle that or whatever, bro. I know what it entails. Okay, I'm Middle Eastern. Like in our culture, female purity is still very, very protected. It's still a very big thing. Women don't walk around like they do here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. I mean, but if it's like 3 to 4, that's
You might be able to handle it.
maybe. And I know I say that, and women are like inside, like freaking out because
God,
they have
20.
20 bodies, bro. They have 20 bodies, and they don't want to tell
Times two.
anyone this.
Hey, Danny, I got a question
19.
for you.
Yes.
Who hurt you?
Oh, here we
That's
go.
a good question, bro.
All right, I want to know y'all's prefer. Is there a number that's too much for the guy that you're trying to talk to? If he has 100 bodies, too much. What is it? What's the number?
Don't even get close to like 20,
Okay,
30.
20.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Well, that's normal. I feel like. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, once it's 30, it's like no go.
Okay.
So what's your body count?
So,
Hey, they don't need to talk about
I
that.
know.
All right, so now I want to know, can the person that you're dating have friends of the opposite sex? So if we'll start with you this time. If whoever you're dating, are they allowed to have girls that are their friends?
I mean, I'm not insecure, so go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. What about you?
This is such a great question
Facts.
because I personally, like, I'm okay with them having friends with the opposite sex.
Mhm.
I feel like now society, they feel like you can't have friends with the opposite sex. They feel like they're either fucking or messing around, and sometimes it's just the way they are. And honestly, for me, I feel like we're all humans. We need that opposite sex attraction. It doesn't even have to be sexually. It could just be like mentally, you know?
So does it go both ways? Like if your guy can have relationships with friendships with other girls, are you does the guy? What if the guy was like, I don't want you to have any relationships with any other guys? Would you be okay with that?
Would I be okay
Yeah.
dropping my guy friends?
Yeah.
No.
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 What about you? Would you
Especially
drop your guy friends?
If that's what he wanted, yeah, we
And
can
yeah,
talk about it.
okay. And then what about you? Would you want a girl to have guy friends?
I feel like the dynamic between men and women is different, right? Like men only deal with women, um, who they're interested in, right? So like, I'm men and women being friends is like not really a thing, right? Like I'm only talking to a girl if I'm interested in her. So I think that like, I mean, men and women could be friends, but I mean, in reality, like they're not, right? I'm not looking for a female friend. Like I'm looking for a girl like I'm trying to talk to. So if I'm talking to her consistently, then I'm interested in her long term. So I don't really agree with the men and women friends. I think women are looking for attention, validation, and resources, right? And men are looking for, companionship, loyalty, and sexual access.
Yeah. No, perfect, dude. What about you, man?
I used to think the same. I used to kind of think the same thing about how men can't be friends with women and all that stuff. But I've really thought about it, and men and women, because I've had female friends that I had no interest in too, like, but they weren't in the same category as my guy friends. You're not gonna be. This is the thing about being a girl. Girls always want to be friends with guys because there are a lot of benefits. You do get some level of security, you get safety, you get that direction because male energy is very penetrative. It's very much like, all right, we're gonna do this, we're gonna go here. It's very decisive, and women love that because it's very difficult for them sometimes, But so in my experience, I've definitely had female friends that I wasn't interested in. But again, I don't put them in the same. I don't give them the same attention and time that I do with my boys. You know what I mean? It's a different category.
Wait, would you be okay with the girl that you're talking to having guy friends though? No, not at all. Because so yeah, this kind of goes back to something I like to think about though. Like I don't think that guys should. Like if you're dating a girl and she has guy friends, that's a huge red flag. Like that's the worst thing ever. But if a guy has girls as his friend, I don't think it's bad at all because like I have tons of friends that are girls. And it's based off of how good am I at being trustworthy, I guess you could say. But I really preach not cheating and not doing those things. So I think my girl can trust me. I want to know, what is your relationship like though? Does your boyfriend have a lot of girls that are his friends? And then do you have a lot of guys that are your friends?
I don't have a lot of guy friends, like here and there, high and by. I think it depends on the relationship, though. Like if you're hanging out every weekend, if it's the guy that you're grabbing brunch with, if it's the guy you're telling
That's
your
too
secrets,
far.
that's too far. I think there's a line that a lot of us don't want to admit that there is. So I don't have a problem with him having girlfriends. I just know that as men, you guys, how are you going to trust? Because you're going to be thinking that my guy friends want to smash anyways.
Yeah.
So like I keep a distance whenever
No.
I'm in a relationship.
That's one of those that's very unequal. I'm sorry, ladies. It's just very unequal. I want to know now, do you wait, we got hey, get the likes up really quick, man. We're like, what is that, 3757? That's like 20 off, man. Please get those likes up. That's ridiculous, y'all. We need at least 20. We hybrid catastrophe impact X83rd power. Okay. God, that's the craziest name, bro. Power women are the ones that benefit from friendship. A woman basically gets the boyfriend treatment without giving up the booty. Yeah, that is true.
That's why I'm saying you still don't give her the same time and attention. She's still not like in the same category as your male friends, because when you're with your boys, like there's a certain level of competitiveness. It's a different dynamic. That's why men aren't friends with lesbians, because whereas women like to have gay friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a totally different thing, because to be on a level with a guy, like there's a certain energy, there's a certain competitiveness that.
Yeah, Chris Chambers even said $2, man, and CA. I don't know what CA is. Shout out to Danny. No hymen, no diamond.
Oh wow.
No hymen, no diamond.
Wow.
Hardcore shit right there. So now I want to know. Wait.
Facts.
I want to know, do y'all wish for marriage and kids? Or if you have kids, let me know now too. Do you wish for marriage and kids?
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
I want
it is a
huge
goal.
Family, yeah.
Okay. And what age, really quick? By 27, 28?
No, I want to start having kids like I don't know, probably like 24, 25 ish.
Okay. All right. What about you? Do you want to get married and do you want to have kids?
I've actually been married and I do have kids. I
Okay.
have 2 kids.
Nice. Okay. So I got a kid too. So I want to know really quick. How old are your kids?
My son is 10 and my daughter is 8, about to be 9.
Awesome. Okay. For you, man. How many or do you want marriage and kids?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely want marriage and kids, but it's just a little difficult in this American society. I feel like nowadays, but yeah, I would definitely want a marriage and kids. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Do you want marriage and kids?
I think for every man, the goal is to have a legacy at some
Mhm.
point. That's why we do what we do. That's why we get up in the morning. That's why we work so hard, because we're thinking about our future families and stuff. I definitely want to put a little Daniel, a little Daniela in the world someday. I think that'd be really cool. So yes.
No, that's good, man.
Question for you: why did you say it's hard?
Why it's hard?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the American culture is very liberal, right? Liberalism, so it's do whatever you want, and as long as you don't hurt anybody. And I think that it's very blue, and I think that marriage is more traditional, kind of conservative, and I feel like the culture right now is not really for marriage and for relationships. So I think it's very hard for people to be in relationships. Girls got damaged, guys want to sleep around, so it's kind of just a giant mess.
He does have a point. In the West, it's very difficult to find
Right.
that. A lot of people want to have a relationship,
Right.
even women, but I'll be honest, a lot of women don't deserve to be mothers or wives. They really don't.
Facts.
Okay.
So
No.
whenever you were hinting towards the culture here in the West, I initially thought you were going towards the divorces.
Mhm.
Which marriage is such a it's not in favor for men per
Right.
se.
Yeah.
Would you say that's also part of what your thoughts are?
Yeah, I would think that marriage itself too, like the laws itself need to be changed because the you have to give half of your assets to the woman. She gets the kids, she is totally in favor of the woman. So a man has to realize that like you're in the West, you marry a woman, she's obviously probably, liberal, feminist or whatever, and then you have to worry about the divorce court is not in your favor as well. So it's a super risky game for men to play, and a lot of guys don't really want to play it. So it's really bigger risk associated with that.
I really believe that guys got to make sure. It's like what we were talking about earlier today, and like AMS always talks about this. You have to start it off from the start. You got to be red pill, and you got to like start the relationship where from the beginning
Mhm.
everybody knows how everything is. Because a lot of guys they get married and they're blue pilled or
Right,
whatever it is,
yeah.
and it's over, bro.
Right.
If she's running everything, it's
Right.
over. It's
Yeah.
gonna be done. It's just there's just a ticking time bomb,
Yeah, most guys are blue pill, so they don't really understand all this, so they just get into marriage and they just it's over from day one.
You're done.
Right.
All right, so now I want to know, how do you normally source for dating? Are y'all looking? Do you go to the club?